Today, we will try to explore uh, what will happen to the current carrying conductor if it is placed in a magnetic field. We are well aware of this fact that once we are well aware of this fact that if the current flows through the conductor, what happens? It experiences a magnetic field. It creates a magnetic field around itself. Right? That we have already discussed that when the current, when what will be the magnetic field? What will be the magnetic field when the current flows through a straight current carrying conductor? What will be the pattern of the magnetic field when the current flows through the loop? So we have this, what will be the pattern of the magnetic field when the current flows through the solenoid? Now we have to, just one thing is there, if this is the straight current carrying conductor, once the current flows through it, and if I place a magnetic needle near it, this is the magnetic needle, right, once the current flows through this, what will happen? It will show the deflection. That was established. This experiment was established by Oersted. This is done by the Oersted, that once the current flows through the conductor, it creates a magnetic field, and because of the magnetic field, the magnetic needle will show the deflection. It means that because of the current flowing through the conductor, the magnet, which is here in the form of magnetic needle, will exert a force on this magnetic needle. It's only because of that force it comes in motion. We have already discussed about it that the magnetic field comes in motion once the current flows through the conductor. Why? Because there is interaction between the two magnetic field. One is the magnetic field because of the current, and another is the magnetic field because of the magnetic needle. So if this is true, is its reverse also true? Is, if this phenomena is true, that when the current flows through the conductor, it creates a force on the magnet. So is reverse also true, that when there is the magnetic field because of a magnet, will it exert a force on a conductor? Answer is yes. So this has always to be kept in mind, that once the current flows through a conductor and there is the presence of another magnet, so what will happen? A force will be exerted over it. A force will be exerted over it. So we are going to discuss about that. Once a current carrying, I am once again repeating the statement that once a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it experiences the force, right? Once a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. And to demonstrate it, I am going to explain this with the help of an activity, right? But you have to be very cautious that what I am doing, what I am writing on the board. For example, if we are having a trough, in order to, what we are trying to demonstrate here, we are trying to demonstrate that the when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force, and because of that force, it will come in motion. This is a trough. Here, within this trough, there is mercury. You know what is mercury? Mercury is a metal which is in the liquid state. Mercury is a metal which is in the liquid state. Like rest of the metal, it is also a good conductor of electricity. Okay. Then here we are having a hook. It's a hook which is made up of a good, it's also made up of a conductor, so that the current flows through this hook also. Okay. Then a straight current carrying conductor will be attached with the hook, but it has to be attached in such a manner that it is free to move. This, it has to be attached in such a manner that it is free to move. Means that if there is the, for example, if this is the hook, this is the hook, I am keeping my another hand it like this, and these are free to move, right? Right? They don't hamper each others. They are not. This is free to move. In the same manner, we have to attach the current carrying conductor in such a manner in this hook that this current carrying conductor is free to move, and its another end is dipped in mercury. Another end of this conductor is dipped in mercury, right? This much is quite clear. Now I will apply the potential difference across the ions of this experiment. Means I am going to attach to it to an electric source through which the current will flow through. This is the key. This is the conductor which has been placed in this. This is another conductor. Just, this is also free to move. This is also just dipped in the mercury. Why mercury has been kept here? Just to complete the circuit so that the current can flow through the circuit. I hope I am clear about this. This is the diagram. Okay. What is this? This is the trough in which the mercury has been placed. Mercury is there. Mercury is the good conductor of the electricity. There is this conductor whose one end is attached to the hook, but it has to be attached in such a manner that it is free to move in any direction. Then the other end of this hook has been placed in mercury, right? Then there is one more end which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Negative terminal of the battery, right? And this end is connected to the positive terminal of the battery so that the circuit will complete and the current will flow through it. Now, what we have to do, one thing, we have to place a U-shaped magnet here. And this is the North Pole, this is the South Pole, right? This is the North and this is the South Pole. That because of this magnet, a magnetic field is already there. Because of this magnet, the bar U-shaped magnet, the magnetic field is already there, right? Then once I switch on the key, and in the magnetic in the magnetic effect of current, the direction of current is always to be taken from positive to negative. We take the direction of the conventional current. We consider the direction of the conventional current, right? Now, once the electricity flow through this whole setup, what will happen? Due to the magnetic field, this conductor, that is conductor AB, will experience a force. Due to the presence of this magnetic field, that is magnetic field because of the magnet, U-shaped magnet, once the current flows through AB, it will experience a force, right? And because of that force, it will come in motion. Because of the force which is being experienced by the straight current carrying conductor AB. Why? Now the question is, why this current carrying conductor experience the force? Again, there is interaction between the two magnetic field here. One magnetic field is because of the magnet and another magnetic field is because of the current. Once we make the current flow through the conductor, it will create a magnetic field, and when there will be the interaction between the two magnetic field, the magnet will exert a force on the current carrying conductor. The magnet exert a force on current carrying conductor, and because of that force, this conductor AB, which is free to move, comes in motion. It comes in motion, right? So I hope now once the current carrying conductor comes in motion, it will move out from the trough. It will come out from the trough. Once it comes out from the trough, the circuit will get broken down and no current will flow. So it won't experience the force at that time. So it will move back to its original position. That is, it will go back to that particular place where it was already there. Now, once again, once this circuit will re-establish, once again it will experience the force, and because of that force, it will come in motion, right? So this is, we can show that when the current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences the force, and because of that force, the current carrying conductor comes in motion. So when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences the force, and because of that force, it comes in motion. Now we have to understand that how to find out the direction of the motion, how to find out the direction of the force, in which direction the force is applied. In which direction the force is applied, the direction of the force can be find out by using the Fleming's left-hand rule. Now what is Fleming's left-hand rule? Fleming's left-hand rule say that keep your thumb, forefinger and middle finger in such a manner that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. They are mutually perpendicular to each other. The middle finger will always point in the direction of the current. The forefinger will point in the direction of the magnetic field, and this thumb is always going to show us the direction of the force in which the motion will take place. Yeah, in which the direction the force has been exerted. Because of that force, the conductor comes in motion. So this will help us to know the direction in which the force has been applied, so that the motion of conductor can be finded out, that whether it is outside the trough, and outside the trough in which direction the conductor will move, right? So we use the Fleming's left-hand rule for that. If Fleming's left-hand rule say that if we hold thumb, forefinger and middle finger of the left hand in such a manner that they are mutually perpendicular to each other, the middle finger will point in the direction of the current, the thumb will show the direction of the force, whereas the forefinger will show us the direction of the magnetic field.